Hey, my inky crafty friends, it's Haley Dyer, the Inky Scrapper, coming to you live June 11th. How are we almost halfway through June, which means we're almost halfway through the year. Sorry if that bothers anybody, but it's amazing to me. I've got several things I want to share with you tonight. Okay, good. I can see that I did post live. Great. Kind of a hot mess going on here, but I have lots of things to show you. So my desk is usually a hot mess. I try not to be a hot mess, but not sure that I achieved that. But anyway, like I said, it is June 11th. So you'll notice somewhere I put a title. Let's see if I can find it. Let me minimize this and see. Oh, I maximized it. Alrighty. What do I want to do? There we go. This way I can copy this into the comments. Hopefully I'll be able to see comments as you go. This is just the same as the title, but I wanted to have that there to help me remember what my plan is tonight, because I do have a plan. Things don't always go according to plan. Tomorrow's my last day of work for this school year, so I've got a few weeks off. I'm looking forward to that. And our girls are in a wedding in June, that their attendance in a wedding of a friend in June that we are also invited to. So I'm excited for a little family vacation and a very special wedding coming up. So that's a little bit about what's happening in my life. I would love to hear what's going on in yours. And so I wanted to show you, I'll start by showing you a little card I made. This is with the Bloom Boutique Suite. It is a little note card. I did add crisp cantaloupe pearlized paper, but this is just a little peek because Sunday at 3, our crafternoon, we're going to use this suite along with the Scenic Coast. So we're going to do kind of a water and floral, but I did mask a die cut. I actually still have it here. This is the Forever Florals. This is just copy paper. I've used it several times, but I used, I said Crisp Cantaloupe. It's not Crisp Cantaloupe. It's Golden Glow. I don't own Crisp Cantaloupe. So take 2. This is Crisp Cantaloupe, but I did mask a little note card envelope. I think it's a pretty little touch. And so I'm just waiting on an address to send this thank you card. But I just wanted to share that with you. And again, like I said, that's a little peek at kind of what's coming up on Sunday at 3. So if you haven't RSVP'd yet and you want to attend, please let me know by tomorrow. If you are not local and you would like a kit after the fact, I need to know by tomorrow. You can message me for more information. So, okay, so that is coming up on Sunday. I also am running a stamp camp in July to make a gorgeous 6x8 mini album. Here is the actual mini album, still shrink wrapped. It comes in a box, but that's the size. You'll get all the page protectors you need. I think we're making 38 pages. Let me post. Hold on. I probably am misquoting myself. Let me post my little flyer link in the comments right now, because that's going to show you more. It's going to give you a couple of the pages. Let's see how that looks when it posts. It looks kind of weird. It's just a lot of Google Docs, gobbledygook. Okay, you can see some of the images if you click on that little flyer. And these are the products we're going to be using. We're going to be playing with the Capturing Smiles stamp set and dies. So yes, this does make a camera. Cannot wait. The Extraordinary Life stamp set. I have not gotten a chance to play with these yet, but I will before Stamp Camp. Stamp Camp is July 7th or the 18th, so I think that's a Tuesday or a Saturday, 10 till I'm hoping we'll wrap up around 4, bring a lunch kind of thing. I also have a virtual option, so if that suits you better, let me know. And let me go ahead and post the link to sign up, because it does close soon, so that I have enough materials here in time. You can see the options if you're already a Stampin' Up! Customer and you want to place part of this order yourself to get your own Stampin' Rewards. There's that option. If you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, I don't want to fool with that, that's okay too. Okay, so here is the beautiful Ordinary Life paper. Y'all, I think it's gorgeous. I have cut into it a little bit. I know I've shown it before, but I want to show it again. I think it's really kind of neutral. There's not like a hero. pattern. It's got these lovely colors that I think will go well with anything. It's maybe a little feminine. I am making 2 of these for my 2 daughters. They're going to be Christmas presents. They don't know this yet, so please don't tell them, but that's what I'm doing. So I'm actually making 2. That's also works out well with 2 days of stamp camp. And then the back has these gorgeous black and white neutrals. So you'll get a whole paper pack. It's 2 each of all of this. This is just what I currently am working with. I'm going to leave that white mat there for a moment. So you don't get the stamp sets and dies. Those are mine, and I'll share with you. So if you're not local, that part you might want to get yourself. The array dots are part of the class, so you'll get a package of these. I wanted to open up because I can't remember if there's another color. No, okay, so that's all of them, but we'll use these because they coordinate beautifully. And everyone will get these floral flight accents. Now, this doesn't look like much yet. It looks like a bunch of black, kind of a mess. Let me show you. So this has got, these are laser die cut images, or not images, good grief, pieces. They are thicker than cardstock, maybe not quite as thick as chipboard, but really durable. I'm gonna take your pick tool. This is a rose kind of flower. If I hold it up to the light, you might be able to see there's all these details that need to be pushed out. So that's going to take a little while just to get these ready to use, but they push out really well. It seems like there's one little chad that hangs, and I always pull them out from the back. That way, if it rips, it rips the back, not the front. I did go ahead and punch out all the pieces of the little butterfly. There's these beautiful sprays. So this is a flower. Here's a flower. The foliage here is like this. So I just didn't punch it all out. Hopefully a butterfly. Hopefully, let me see. I don't know how well this translates. That kind of shows you the cuts. So these are accents that are going to be used in that same mini album. So again, it's a 6x8, beautiful Ordinary Life mini album. It's really versatile. Oh, I can think of so many ways to use it. Like I said, I'm going to give it to my daughters because they've both just finished a momentous year of schooling, the first year of law school, first year of PhD program. And so I want to help them scrapbook their pictures, but I want to put it on them. Oh, and the other thing, you'll get a journaling pen also, and some glue. So if you've never scrapbooked before, this is an amazing chance to get started. And so again, let me turn back because I turned around. Like I said, if you've never scrapbooked before, this is an amazing opportunity. Also, one more thing. This is a sneak peek. This is iridescent black ribbon. It is part of the upcoming, I think, July online exclusive. Can you see it shimmer? I can see it. I hope you can. The edges shimmer. So that and hopefully some white thread, because I say hopefully because right now it's out of stock. I do have some, so I think it's going to work out. Oh, another thing that's coming in July are detail scissors. They are not exactly the same as our old snips. They're very similar, but I'm very excited that we have scissors again. So I got a pair to try them out. I like them. The little ends, the little tips remind me of the Close to My Heart scissors because they kind of come to a point. They are very sharp, so you really want to keep this guard. I'll probably lose this little pouch, not intentionally, but you know, what can I say? So excited, those are on the way. I'm going to show you some of the new kits because that's also part of upcoming events. So one thing leads to another. So the first new kit I want to show you is the Lots to Love kit. This will be, we'll make 3 cards on the 19th at my Stamp and Sip. So it comes with these pretty little pale yellow, probably lemon lolly little dots. I think it's Fresh Freesia for hello, dear friend. Thanks, lots and lots. So excited for you. Again, I'll have stamp sets available. If you don't like these, we can make more. The cool thing about this set is these little pieces. Let me show you this way. Okay, here's your card front for the first card. you have this overlay that we'll do with dimensionals, so it's going to pop up, and then you have these detailed dies to pop up over the top. So it's very, very dimensional. I can't really show that well here, but very dimensional. And of course, like I said, I will have inks and things available to really customize these. So that's one of the cards of 3. So the kit makes 9, 3 each of 3 cards. We're going to do 3 different cards, so 3 each. So this is the same idea, but you have this frame and those little leaves are popped up over the top. It's so pretty. And I love the colors. I love the bright in colors from last year, with also the, I think it's Fresh Freesia. I could read the back here. Let me do that. Yep. Coordinating Stepping Up colors. Basic Beige, Darling Duckling, Fresh Freesia, Pretty Peacock, Strawberry Slush, and Timid Tiger. And then envelopes. And of course, I'll have some options for whoops, that does not want to stay. Options for decorating the envelopes. They were really nice linen almost, but they're really plain. I mean, they're beautiful, but they are plain. And lots of 3D foam strips to make the magic happen. So that is on the 19th. So please RSVP so that I can get your kit ready. If you're not local and you'd like a kit, reach out. I can make that happen. So that is the 19th, Sip and Stamp. And then I just wanted to show you some of the new kits that I got. I'm excited about them. Oh, this one, actually, I'm going to save birthday wishes for last, even though it's not as new as these other 2. Okay, these are the 2 newly released kits. This one is called Washes of Gratitude. It makes 10 cards, 2 each of 5 designs. So that's a little bit different from the other kits. A lot of them are 9 cards, 3 each. This is 10 cards, 5 each of 2 designs. So there's these really pretty kind of silvery sequins, 3D dimensionals, and little sticky dots, little double stick dots. Here are the die cuts with the beautiful watercolor. That's all of them. So there's white ones and then the watercolor wash. There are sentiments. Thank you. Thanks. And so very much for all you do. Remember, 2 cards. So here, look at the card bases. I'll bring these up to the camera. This is, actually, let me go over the colors real quickly. Calypso Coral, Darling Duckling, Flirty Flamingo, Peaceful Pine, and Secret Sea. So it's got a lot of the in colors. So this is Calypso Coral. And look at the beautiful watercolor look on that. And of course, you can see the pieces that go with that. And Peaceful Pine. The Darling Duckling pieces. 1, 2. And then the envelopes are plain with that same Darling Duckling pattern on the inside. So very pretty. Again, I will have some stamps available. I'm not sure how I'm going to use this one because normally we do 3 cards. I'm wondering about doing this as an add-on and doing 5 cards. The 3 from the other kit and these 2. Hadn't quite worked all that out. So we'll see. And the other new kit is called Shaded Petals. This one's really unique because you get 2 sponge daubers and 2 ink spots. Calypso Coral, which goes with the other kit, and Highland Heather, which plays really well with Fresh Freesia, because this isn't a stamping kit, but it's an inking kit. So again, Shaded Petals, got these beautiful gold sayings and accents. But these die cuts right here, you add ink to get this beautiful mottled dimensional color. There are also white ones that are, some are used white and some are colored. Oops, let me pull those out really quickly. So again, 3 each to make 9. So there is Daffodil Delight card base. There is a little bit of a texture to it, a little bit of a print. I'm not sure how well that shows. Can you see it? I can see it in person at least. I think that the Highland Heather shows up better, possibly. It does to my eyes, at least. And here's some more of the die cuts. Move those to the top. And then this, I almost think this is Petal Pink. I know it does include Calypso Coral, but I almost think this is Petal Pink. But there's gold dots already, gold foil, and some really pretty garden green leaves with gold, and the rectangle there with gold, and then you've got coordinating envelopes. So again, that is the Shaded Petals kit. I got one for myself and haven't quite decided yet how I want to use this for a class. Not sure, but I wanted you to see it, and if you have suggestions, let me know. Hey, Lynn, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Let me get that closed. There we go. So the last kit I want to show you segues really well into tonight's project. So that's why I saved it for last. It's not as new as those others. It is the Pretty Party Kit. This is the stamp set. Birthday wishes, little balloons, congratulations, it's time to celebrate. Instructions, of course. And this comes with a Cajun Craze ink spot. Because it's a stamping kit, you get a block in the kit. You get these pretty little iridescent sequins. The stamp set that I showed you. Dimensionals. But look at these card bases, y'all. I think I'm probably going to cut this up and have 2 different card fronts on different card bases, because isn't that spectacular? Like, that's too pretty to be a front and a back, in my opinion. But that does require having additional supplies. So you can make the kits as is. You don't need anything except what's included, and maybe scissors. And of course, with the stamp set, you're going to want to clean them. But other than that, everything comes in the box. These are little banners that are included for the sentiments. Here is a really pretty, let me grab all 3 of them, sorry. Really pretty top fold card. See where the score is. I love that whole thing. I did learn from my Stampin' community, somebody who wants to use these like on a scrapbook layout will take her bone folder and press on the back, and that score line will almost disappear. I haven't tried it, but that's what I've been told. I don't know. I love that. I don't know that would make a great new card front though. Not sure. Y'all let me know what you think. Here are the dies. I love anything with some metallic to it. And then here is the last card base. Again, may have to cut these up and add to my own cards because they're so pretty. And the envelopes are all the same. They have a beautiful gold stripe on the flap. So that's the Pretty Party Kit. The ones that come with stamp sets, I don't offer as a class as much because they're a little bit more expensive all the way around. But I'm thinking about it. We'll see. I haven't planned beyond this June's Sip and Stamp, and the kits make great fun for that. So we'll see. Let me know what you think, please. Okay, so I also said I wanted to talk a little bit about organization. So we're going to do that before we move on to our next project. Let me just go ahead and grab... we'll do this part first. Here's my balloon festoon stamp set. If you've followed me for a while, then you know that I cut a piece of just office cardstock. I do 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. I trim it down just a little bit from cutting it in half, and I ink up the whole. I season my stamp by like rubbing on them and getting the factory finish off, and I ink them up in a light color and stamp them a couple of times. But this one, I thought this is too fun. I don't want black or gray, so I grabbed Blueberry Bushel, inked it up just on the carrier sheet, literally just ink, and then placed it down on here carefully, of course, and pressed it down to get this image. That way I know where the stamps go back on my carrier sheet and things like that. I like it better than this because these are not necessarily true to size. Like, I think that balloon's just a little bit smaller and whatnot, so I like having this on the inside. So that's not a new tip by any means. Sorry. Let me get that to lay flat. That's not a new tip, but what's new is I'm starting to get a nice little collection of Stampin' Up! Stamps, and I wanted a way to organize them. So I went to Amazon and ordered a pack of 2. I got to get the label off of this part. 8.5 by 5.5 little binders, because I don't want a big binder. I wanted, this size is going to work for me, I think. And so I cut a piece of just office cardstock in half. And after stamping it on for my stamp set, I stamped it on here, just a piece of cardstock. I ordered dividers for my binder and they haven't come yet, but when they come, I'm going to use, this is just another piece of cardstock, just from my stash. It's nothing special, it's just office cardstock, but 8.5 by 5.5. I'm gonna place the divider on top of this and mark where the holes go, and then punch holes with just a handheld punch, because I don't have a 3-hole punch that fits, so that I can make the holes uniform. And I'm going to put my stamps, I'm going to organize them in here. So I'll probably follow up with in a later video with my actual organization, but that way I can flip through, because I know I have several happy birthdays and they're different sizes, different shapes. I want to be able to see them, because sometimes maybe that one isn't the one that I want. And so it's just a way to help me be organized and know what I have. I did write the name of the stamp set. There are 12 stamps, asterisks, and I wrote dies down at the bottom, and there are 11. I wrote the wrong thing, and I don't really care, because this is for me. Because I'm also going to do a notebook of dies. And same thing, that's going to be the template for punching holes. If you've followed me for a while, you know that when I get my dies, before I use them, I run up to my copier printer, I lay them face down, and I make a copy of them. I do 2 now. Let me grab the actual dies. I do 2 now. One I put, on a little thin magnet I got from Amazon, and that way it makes it really easy to park these back where they belong, and it also helps me know when one is missing. I know there's not a lot of difference in color, but that's just kind of a matte gray. It's a little bit darker, and this is a shinier one. I do trim that down just a little to fit in the folder better. And so I just went ahead, I made a copy twice and then cut it to fit. And again, I'll punch in holes. I wrote the title, there are 11 dies, and I just put an asterisk because it does have a coordinating stamp set. Some of my dies do not, so it will not get the asterisk, and that's just a note for me. So that's something I'm excited about to help me plan better and not lose sight of what I actually own. I'm also trying not to collect too many, although that's maybe I'm flipping to myself. All right. So speaking of those dies, voila. Here they are in color. Whoops, those are upside down. The reason I know they're upside down is there's a sharp edge on the back and a softer edge on the front. So these are the balloon festoon dies. I just cut them out in rainbow colors. I didn't really have a good indigo. That's Secret Sea. It's really dark, so maybe not the best choice, but that's okay. I wanted to see what they looked like. And a lot of times when I just run them through the first time, I'll just use white cardstock, but no, I wanted color for this one. I will say my husband said these looked like lollipops, so I could see adding a little white rectangle and cutting off the end of the balloon and not having the little shaded piece to give it some dimension and having some lollipops. So it does cut 2 of the strings at a time, but here they are. I hadn't had a chance yet, but I'm going to go back and on the back add the measurements. So I'm going to grab my ruler and just really quickly, this one is 4 1/4, like right at 4 1/4 by like 5 3/4. So this one is too big for a standard size card, which is very exciting. So I would probably do like a 4 1/2 by 6 piece of cardstock to actually cut this one out. And again, for myself, I'll go back and add those dimensions probably on the back. And on my arches, I put them on the front, and I just use gray for all of them. But I like having the different colors. And if I put them on the back, then at some point, these could go on a project. But those are the balloon festoon dies. And I need a birthday card for my daughter. Her birthday is Sunday. She's coming home tomorrow, and I haven't seen her since March. She lives about 11 hours away in school right now. So she's going to come home for a couple weeks this summer. I'm super excited. All right. So I'm using the beautiful everyday ordinary life. What is it called? I've already forgotten. Beautiful Ordinary Life paper. I went ahead and die cut 4 balloons. It's going to actually look like 3. I used, I don't remember which one. I think the third largest. Yeah, the third largest and the fourth largest, because we know that first largest one is too big for a card. Love that. And I went ahead and cut some petal pink cardstock. I did use 2-tone cardstock. The 2-tone cardstock and the 8.5 by 11 solid core cardstock don't match as well as I think they should. So that just means I don't use them together. So I die cut 4 of these because I have 4 balloons, and they do die cut 2 at a time. I die cut 4 of the little, I don't know, that gives them dimension thing. I don't know. Help me with a name for that, y'all, please. And I have a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece. That's going to be like my card base. And then I have a 5 1/4 by 12 because I want to make a fun fold. So let me grab my paper trimmer and get started. I will end up typing up directions for my customers. Those of you that are not yet customers and you're watching, you can absolutely just grab them by listening. But I'm going to score at 4 inches. And then, because I'm doing Mountain Valley like a Z fold, I'm going to turn it over to the dark side and score at 4 inches. It's also 4 1/8. And that way I'm going to have that Z fold. The other thing that I want to do is cut a diagonal. I am not really measuring this per se. I just know that I need a diagonal. Let me think about this for just a second. Yep, I'm actually doing that with Valley Mountain. I think I'm even doing it the right way. Let me move my scoring blade. Again, I'm not measuring this, I'm eyeballing it. That's a very, very technical term. This is bending just a little, so I'm going to cut it really quickly and pull that out of the way. I boogered up that edge just a little bit. That's all right, it'll be fine. This is scrap, aka trash. I will throw it back in my petal pink baggie of cardstock because I could use this for die cuts or whatever, but it's not part of my project. Alrighty, so let's get to folding. Actually, that is backwards. That is, I did it the wrong way. That's going to be okay though. I'll just have to burnish it because this is how I want my card to go. So note to self, I'll do it the opposite way next time. It's what I get for going on live with something I've never made before. But I'm okay with that, y'all. You know, it's real, it's fun. Okay. So that is going to go on here like that to make a Z fold card. I want to do some stamping. I know that this smaller balloon is going to go on the very front. Let me grab my stamps. One great, I mean, I know they're clear, but you can get an idea of what they're going to look like. Ooh. I do happy birthday like this across the bottom and raise that up a little bit. That will work. I don't know though, I think I might want to do like stamp birthday only and happy up above it. I do want to use this stamp set and not a different one, so I think I will stamp those though on white and cut them out and add them. I think that's going to be a smarter way to do this. Plus, I'm wondering if it's going to need more DSP across there. Let me make a little strip. Let me grab that and see what you think. I don't know, with all the folding though, that's going to be a pain, so I don't think I'm going to do that. All right, reaching over to my side where I've got some scrap. Perfect. And by doing it this way, I don't have to mask it. All right. I am using black because I want to. Sorry if you're seeing the top of my head. I've gone ahead and pressed that, but I'm going to just let that sit there just a moment, let it absorb the ink. All right, I will be sure to clean that in a little bit. Grab the trimmer. I'm not really measuring so much as I can tell that's not a good spot, so let me move it down some more. That's much better. So I'm just going to go ahead and chop. This goes over here in my scrap pile, and I'm going, that was really close. Eek. Let me get that, well, let me cut it off here. That was closer than I realized, so let me, this one just a little bit closer. Yeah, that'll look better. This one goes in the trash pile. I do have a recycling bin too, with that little piece. I'm just tossing in the trash. Okay, let's see what we think of that. Ooh, I know what I'm gonna do. Happy. I don't love that. I think because it's really thick, and if I stamp it, it will be better. Or do I just wait and put it on the inside? Highlights. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. I'm catching up on comments. Because I might put it on the inside. I'll hold that thought. Okay. I'm going to grab, these fun little confetti and do them more like swag, like a little banner. So if you'll notice, I laid it down on my paper, my mat first, and then I'm picking it up. That way it should retain its shape. This is Petal Pink ink. It's just going to be subtle little, give this a little contrast of doing a little swag. Little one. And maybe should have done that at a different spot, but it's all right. A little too. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. I'm going to adhere this base, or not base, this bun fold to my base. Again, I'm sorry if you're looking at the top of my head, but I have to get over the top of these things to make sure that they are in the right spot. It's good enough, which I think it is good, but good enough if it's not good. I do like the variations of the two-tone. All right, I'm going to put some adhesive on that card base and a little bit here on the balloon base and place this. Oh, you know what? We should do that fun little stamp across here. I'm gonna open this up. Yeah, I think to give it a little more interest. going opposite of the cut on purpose. All right, that was a nice addition. I wonder if, I know I've already got glue on there, but I wonder if Hip Hip Hooray will fit there. No, I don't think that's going to work. I'm going to quit trying to put a sentiment there. I'm just going to add my balloon. I'm tilting it and doing it just offset a little bit. And I want to add, obviously I don't need a whole lot of this. This is, where are my new detail scissors? Still more than I need, but that will make it a little easier to work with. I'm going to do a little dot, and I'm just using the tip to spread that because I want it to be well adhered. And, oh yeah, I need more. Again, I'm pushing it all around. I might get a little sticky. It's okay. I am washing where. I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. I do cut from the back. It just works better with the scissors, the way the scissors are made. Alrighty. So there's a start. I think it needs a little highlight. I guess if I have 4, I think I'll do one right there. That's cute. I do close this up just so that it doesn't start drying up on the end and whatnot. This is not precise at all. And if you want to hold it in place just for a moment, that helps. Okay. Next is this balloon. I'm going to raise it up a little bit. Let's see. It's fine. Do you think I need to continue? I'm worried that I won't be able to. I need a place for a message too, so no, I'm not going to continue. That's fine. Again, doing some closer to the top and some here on the bottom. It's in the back of this paper also available. So this one's a little bit to the right. No, I need it to be a little bit to the left. Okay. And again, more than we need. Same process. I know this is a little bit boring to watch, but it's important to getting this done right. I don't want to get glue all over my card. I'm going to see where the happy birthday fits best once I get all the balloons glued on. And again, cutting this from the back. I don't even know where that piece went. It's okay. I'm going to hold that in place for just a moment. Now, here's the problem. When I close this, we've got the back side of this balloon. So that is why I cut 2, so that I can open that flap and cover this piece with a matching balloon. I'm not going to worry about the tail because this is kind of the back of the card, if you know what I mean. Oops. I'm going to line this up. This is where I probably should have used liquid glue because it gives has a little bit more of a give. But now, check that out. Cute, right? 1, 2. I think I'm going to do a little highlight right here. It's not a lot, but it's something. It doesn't have to have it, but it makes it look a lot more dimensional just by doing that. Okay, and then the last balloon, let's see where we want it to go. I want it to show a little bit. I probably maybe should have moved that one over and live and learn. Yeah, if doing it again, I would have moved that down a little. But let's do this one right here like it's floating away, a little stormy cloud. That'll be fine. Having a hard time picking it up. Oh, that black and white hexagon is cool. So note to self, maybe lay them all down before you glue them down to make sure you have them where you want them. But hey, it's a handmade card, and it is definitely made with love. So there. This will be a little bit challenging because of that layer right here. So maybe build that piece and then add it to the card base. Didn't think about that. That worked though. And it also needs a little highlight. I think I will do, I have enough to do a highlight on each one, so I think that I will. I'm not going to worry about a tail string on that one. I mean, you can add it. Of course, I have it, but I'm not going to. Go ahead and, not ink, but glue both of those. So, I'm going to make this one match. Give it some opposite look there. Which means this one's going to go right here. All right. There's the little piece that I cut away. You know what I'm going to do? This is going to make it work a lot better. I'm going to really trim this down because I don't like all that white. So basically I'm following the line of the stamp. I like how that little cross mark is visible, so and I may put some numbers on her balloon of how old she is, and I may not. Actually, I'm going to follow that line a little bit better. Just some quick, or not so quick, fussy cutting work. Alrighty, so now we've got a little happy, possibly there, and I'm going to bring this up, follow that curve, cut straight across, get a little closer to the letter, follow this curve. I do try to turn my paper more than my scissors. Sometimes it's easier said than done. A little bit sharp. Just gonna try to round that out. That's better. So sometimes I put this on a darker background to be able to see what I'm doing a little bit better. Okay. I'm going to go straight across with this. If I don't like it, I can always go back and cut some more. Yeah, I will go back and trim that down just a little bit, but happy birthday, and that will give me a chance to write a little message to our birthday girl. But that is the basics of a little Z-fold balloon card. I know, I didn't glue those down, that was intentional. So again, I'll post some measurements and things for that. I like it. Hope you do too. Hope I've inspired you to create something and get inky. And if I have, I hope you'll share what you make. If you have any questions about anything that I've shared tonight or upcoming classes or whatever, and you can't find the link, just shoot me a message and I'm happy to help. Thanks for spending a little time with me. I appreciate it very much. And again, like I said, I hope I've inspired you, and I look forward to seeing several of you on Sunday. And I hope to see many more of you virtually or in person. So again, thanks for spending time with me, and I hope that you get inky soon. Take care. Good night.